Hey, you guys, welcome back. I'm Hypnotique and this is Vintage Story, and I am over at Rainbow Rocks. I have been doing some research because I want to work on the sign that goes right behind me above this door. It is going to be a little cocktail sign, and it is entitled The She Shed. Now, I had a very special person design this for me. Salty Brenna is she's done quite a bit of pixel art, and I will post her Instagram in the description of this video. She is ready for hire if you guys are interested in ever having anything designed by her. She designed this for me, and I'll put up the picture right here. This is the She Shed sign that I'm going to be chiseling right above my head here. And I have been doing some research about what it's going to take to get this done. And I may be changing some of the colors based on the availability of what I have, available to me in the survival world. But we're going to work on that, on putting together the ingredients for this sign today. Thank you so much, Salty Brenna, for this design, and let's get started. The very first thing we need is vinegar. Now, I know that sounds really strange. We're not going to be using it until a while from now, but I luckily just did all the wine. Look at all this wine that I did because all the berries were ready. So in order to make vinegar, you have to have this mash from the berries. So I put down a whole bunch of barrels because I've never made vinegar before. So let's look at this. So vinegar, it's used to make this white lead that we need. So you can see we have to make this strong acidic component and mix it with lead. So in order to make the strong acidic compost, we need to make weak acidic compost, and we need weak tannin. So to make the weak acidic compost, we have to have vinegar and mix it with compost. So in order to make vinegar, we have to put it half a liter with one mash. Okay, so let's do some math. Okay, so sometimes your mash stacks. This one stacked to 50, which was really nice. It was all the cranberries that I did. So I put 25 liters of water in here plus the 50. So it's twice the mash as the water, and it's going to make vinegar after 18 days. Wow. Okay, so this is going to be a very heavily edited video. How much is that going to make again? Did it say 25 liters? It doesn't say. I don't know how many. Okay, so let's do another one. So this one, let's look at my biggest stack that I have. I have another 40. So let's put in 20 liters of water in here. And then we'll put this 40 in right there. And that says 8 liters in 18 days. So I'm just going to make as much of this vinegar as I can because I don't know how much I'm going to need. So we're going to just do as much of this. I don't have anything that is stacking more than 10 now. So what we'll do is we'll put in 5 liters of water in these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5. And so we're going to go ahead and make these vinegar as well. And we will see if we get it done. This may be a several episodes to get all the stuff done that I need to get done for the colors for the sign. So let's do one more. Do I have another 10? Right here, and we can put this 5 away. Okay, we have our vinegar made. Now I am going to run over to the acantha, and we will work on the very next thing that we need to do. I'm trying to think of the things that are going to take us the longest to get those started, and we'll put those together later where they fall into the making of all this clay and luminous glass. So I will see you over at Acantha next. Before I head over, I wanted to look at some of the trees. We have pomegranates ready in 9 days. So we're going to have to pay attention to that. That one's done in 14. That one's in 10. So we're going to have to pay attention to that because I do not want to miss any of the trees. We do have cherries that are going to be ready any second now over in Acantha. So we're going to have to take a break to grab the cherries and come over and squeeze them into juice. And before we go, I'm going to grab the charcoal because we're going to need a lot of it. Okay, you guys, I am back in Acantha. I got 9 stacks of charcoal out of that, out of that pit, the charcoal pit, which is amazing. So I'm going to put that away really quick, and I'm going to show you something else that I'm doing in preparation to make all of this colored clay and luminous glass. If you can hear the fire roaring over there next to my crucible, that is me burning bones to make sterile bones. We're going to need these later, so that's another prep step that I am doing. It has to be warmed up to at least 1,000 degrees, so I'm using black coal just because I have it, and I'm stashing it over here. The other thing I've been doing is grinding powdered sulfur. That's for actually bombs. I've been grinding hematite and grinding bauxite. I've been doing a lot of prep for this kind of stuff. And I also made 2 coke oven doors because that is the very next thing we're going to be working on. Let me grab some. I have enough black coal, so I think I'm going to grab a stack of black coal because we're going to use black coal to make coke. And the reason you need to make coke is because in the Bricklayers mod, there is several things that you need to burn at a very hot temperature, and only coke will reach that temperature. Coke is hotter, burns hotter than black coal. It's 1340 degrees. Black coal is 1200 degrees, and you need something that burns hotter in order to make the white phosphorus that we will need for luminous glass. So in order to do this, we need to use either brown coal or black coal. Black coal will give you more coke than brown coal will. So we're going to stack that up in here. Where is it falling to? Okay, it's falling out here. Let's go ahead and put the coke oven doors on. I had a very bad moment that was not giving me any wind. We had no wind, so I had to wait for wind. Now we're doing pretty good up there. Pretty good. We're going to stack a full stack. Okay, we've got a full stack in there. And then we're going to stack a full stack in here. Now, this is a coke oven. It's super simple. This is fire clay. And it's a 3x3 with 1 hole for the coke in the for 1 hole for the coke production in the middle, and 1 hole for the door. It's 3x3. And I'm sharing a wall on these, so I'm really hoping I don't know if this is going to work. I do believe you can share a wall, so just to save space. So 3x3 and then a 3x3 with a hole in the middle and a hole for the coke door. And then we're going to go ahead and light these, and we should be producing coke as soon as we light it. And then we'll close the door. Close the door. There we go. And we'll light this one. And close the door. Close the door. That door is tricky. Okay, so we have coke. That is another thing we need to do in order to prep. Whew. I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of this black coal right here. We can use that later. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start grinding some of these sterile bones in. So what they do is they make, when you grind them, it makes bone ash, which is something we're going to need for a couple of the different clays and for miscellaneous things throughout this. And you can see I put in 32 because each one, oh, it just grinds down to 1. Okay, so I can actually put in the full stack of what it looks like. Yep. Let's check on these other bones over here. Since that is such a long process, I might go ahead and put more bones in there to sterilize just because I don't know exactly how many I'm going to need. And we still have, I have, ooh, I'm going to let that one go because it will reheat again. It will start over. So I'll put this in right there and this one in right now as well. So let's put in a tiny bit more black coal. I am getting low. That's my last of my black coal. But I do know where more is. So we can go get more. So now we have plenty of bone ash to at least get started on some of the clays that we need. So bone ash is bones that are heated over the fire and then ground up in the quern. Another ingredient that we're going to need for some of the clays that I'm going to be making is powdered granite. So what I did is I grabbed a stack of the dry stone fences and I'm going to put these in the pulverizer so we can pulverize this. And it should make my speedy pulverizer, which is amazing. We should be looking at crushed granite now. But we're going to grab up some of that, and this should be done. And then we can put the crushed granite into the quern now to make powdered granite. That is another thing along with the bone ash we're going to need. Some of these stack higher than 64 due to the Bricklayers mod, which is really nice. While I'm over here, I'm also going to grab the powdered bauxite, which I've already prepared. That's just bauxite put through the pulverizer, as well as the quern, and the powdered hematite that is put through the pulverizer, as well as the quern. The next thing we're going to get is a bunch of fire clay. I don't have a ton, but we're going to have plenty of it, and I know where there's a lot of it that we're going to be able to get from over on Rainbow Rocks. Okay, you guys, let's get started on making some of this clay. I'm going to put the picture up on the side, and I'm going to go through these one by one, and I may end up changing my mind what we're going to do for the different colors. But let's start with that lime. The lime up in that corner, the outside of the lime is going to be a dark green, and it's going to be simply this green right here. Now, we don't want to use all of this green. We need green clay to make the porcelain. So what we're going to do is we're going to make all of this into green clay. And I don't know what this 40, will we make 40? So there's 40 green clay. And we need to seal that. So we're going to have 40 green clay there. So we're going to have the green of the lime done. Then what we're going to need is, I think I'm going to do a yellow clay for the drink, the actual inside of the drink. A margarita or some cocktails aren't kind of yellow, are they? But I'm going to start with yellow clay, and we'll see if we can, how it looks. So we're going to make 40 things of yellow clay right there. So the yellow is done. Now, the green dye I just made with grass and water. The yellow dye, let's look at the yellow dye just so we can remind ourselves. Yellow dye is simply onions or heather and water. Now this is more yellow dye that I was going to turn into orange for other reasons, but we can wait on that one. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make some light colored clay. Now I'm going to show you how to make that. The light clay, this one right here, it's kind of a white, it's a milky white kind of color. We're going to use lime and the bone ash and fire clay. So we need to get some lime. And I have all kinds of lime fences, so that's what we're going to use. We're going to grab, I think, right here. We're just going to grab a stack of the limestone fences. Actually, probably just half, because I don't have a lot of inventory space. I probably should dump some of this stuff off. We're going to break those apart and break them apart again for lime. And I think I need the hammer for that. I have a fresh hammer right here. And we'll make a couple of stacks of lime. Okay, let's go back to the light clay again. It is fire clay, bone ash, and lime. And then we make light clay. So we'll go ahead and make a stack of light clay. So that one's done. That one's going to be the center of the sign. Then we need to make some red clay right here because we're going to be making some porcelain clay and we have to have red and light clay in order to make that. So in order to make some red clay, we need the powdered bauxite right there. And we need the powdered hematite. It's either right there, powdered hematite right there. And then we're going to use the clay. We're going to make... does that make a stack and some? So now that we have the light clay and the red clay, we can make the porcelain pink clay, which is a very light colored rose. See that right there? It's very beautiful. So now we're going to take some of the red clay. We're going to take some of the white clay, the light colored clay. I'm only going to do half of it because I want to make sure we have enough other stuff. We're going to do powdered granite in there, and we're going to do bone ash in there. Is that, oh no, that's powdered granite again. Bone ash right there. And then we have porcelain clay. Isn't that beautiful? So we're not going to need a lot of it, but I think I'll go ahead and make all of that right there. A full stack. That's going to be really nice. Okay, we should be able to get out of here now. We're going to have to drop some stuff. Okay, so we now have the porcelain clay. Now I'm thinking about, we made the red clay. I'm thinking about making a regular pink clay, but I don't think we need it quite yet. I'm going to think about luminous pink glass and luminous white glass for a couple of pieces of this. We have to wait for this green dye though, this green clay to get done because we need the green clay to make the porcelain clay. So I'm going to empty out my inventory and then we'll do that next. So let's take a break while we're waiting for a few things to finish and let's make some bombs. I have been waiting for a long time to be able to make bombs. And so what we're going to do is we're going to make this blasting powder. I must have found this in a vessel somewhere. We're going to make this by using saltpeter, crushed or powdered sulfur, and the powdered coal. So powdered sulfur is just sulfur put in the quern. Powdered coal is coal put through the pulverizer and then the quern. So we're going to make some of this. And then I'm going to just make it in small sections because I don't want to make too much. And then we're going to make, let's go to this, go to the bomb. And then we're going to put here, here, and I have a lot of flax that I think is ready over. Look at that. I have been waiting to make these darn things. What is a stack? Oh, look at that. Beautiful. I'm just going to assume that a stack is 64. Look at that. I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of this stuff in here so we can plan on making more later. But now we finally have some bombs, which is awesome. So guys, while I'm waiting for everything, I decided to come on over to Rainbow Rocks and start picking some of the things that are available for me to do here. And the greenhouses were ready, so I picked all the cassava. Now, in order to eat cassava, you have to soak it. So I'm going to take this barrel with 50 liters of water and put 50 of the cassava in here. And that's the most you can put in. and then seal it. And it takes, let's do one more. 49.50, and it takes 24 hours of sealing. And then if you leave it in the barrel, it will dry and you can make flour out of it. And then you can make vodka, cassava vodka out of it. So that is my plan with this cassava. So I'm going to go ahead and take the rest of this cassava and just keep it in this cellar until I can make more barrels. It saves for 105 days right here. So that's pretty nice. I did harvest the rice as well and put a lot of it in the grinder in the quern so we can make more sake. And it's going very slowly. It says it's a storm. I really should put another windmill up here, but I'm just doing basic chores while I'm waiting for clay and things like that. Clay and vinegar. And there's lots of monsters outside, so they're being very annoying. Okay, I just got back to Acantha and I thought I'd check on this. It says ripe in about negative 0.3 days. Don't understand that, but our outward cherry trees are very close to being ripe, and we're going to take them over, when they are ripe, we're going to take them over to Rainbow Rocks to make some cherry brandy, I guess. And then we'll check these apple trees. We have ripe in about 13.8 days, 16 days, and 14 days. While we're here, I'm just doing a lot of busy work while we're waiting for several things. While we're here, let's check on the sheep, because I am going to be working on cheese here very soon. Pregnant, ready to mate, pregnant, and pregnant. So we need to get a little bit more food in here for that last girl to be wined and dined by Generation 4 asshole over here. Okay, our green clay is done. So that means now that we can make the porcelain clay. So we're going to grab this clay out. I didn't make very much, but there is more dye being made right there. So we're going to need both the green and the porcelain. So I'm going to go ahead and make this into porcelain. So let's click on that, and then let's go to the porcelain green. See how it's a little lighter? This is the regular green, and this is the porcelain green. So we're going to take bone ash, granite, light clay, and the green clay. Bone ash, granite, light clay, and green clay. And we're going to make porcelain clay. Did I put that in the wrong order? There we go. Bone ash in the top left. And then we've got porcelain green for the inside of the lime. And then we're going to save the rest of our green clay so we can make sure to have plenty of it. But we do have, like I said, more green. So now we have the porcelain green. And I think that tops off all the colors of clay that we need. We have the light clay. We have the dark green. We have the yellow clay. Did we do the yellow clay? The yellow clay is over here. We're going to get that out. We have the porcelain green. And we have the porcelain rose. Now, in order to get these into a working block that we can use, we have to bake them. So I'm going to go ahead and bake what we have. We're going to bake some yellow. We're going to bake some porcelain rose. We're going to bake some pink, green, white, and some of this mint. We're not going to bake all of it because I would also like to make some porcelain, cookware, the bowls and the crocks. But this is what I use to make more mortar. So I think we're going to go ahead and use this. So if you put the porcelain pink, that'll make 5 blocks. Is that right? Let's look at this. So bakes into 8 pieces, bake into 1 biscuit. So let's do this in Let's do this in 8s. So we'll do 32 in there. We're going to do 32 in here. I'm a little short on the green clay, so we'll do 24 in this one. We'll do 32 of the porcelain green. We'll do 32 of the light colored clay, and we'll do 32 of the red. Look at that. I have just enough fires of the pink. So we should be doing cooking 32, and those should each make blocks of clay. And I don't think it takes any particular temperature. Oh wait, 950. So we're gonna need to use charcoal. Okay, so I have the charcoal. I'm just gonna pop those in here. I don't think it's gonna take very long to make these, but that is the next step to having our clay complete. And then we will get these lit. We might have to make more, but I'm just going through the motions here so everybody can see it. And then if we need to make more, I'll make more off camera, but this should be plenty for our sign. Our sign, I think, is a 2x2 in blocks. I think that's a good margarita color. I guess the porcelain takes a little bit longer. 950. So I bet the regular clay doesn't take... Okay, the regular clay is only 300. I didn't need to use charcoal for the regular clay. Okay, that only made 3, but that was because I had the light green. So yeah, you don't have to use charcoal for the regular clay, just the porcelain. Look at that beautiful pink. Nice. Very nice. Our other yellow dye is done. So in order to make orange, you have to add more onions to make orange dye. So we're just going to go ahead and do that for prosperity's sake. And I'll eat some raw onions. Watch out for my breath. Okay, all our clay blocks are done. And we have 4 of each, which is perfect because I do think this is a 2x2. So that'll work just perfect. Light clay. We do need more green. Oh, look, you guys. I opened it up because I didn't know how long this would take, but there is 12 Coke. And 12 Coke. So how do I grab it up? Can I just pick it up? Oh, yeah. Just a right click. And I have 24 Coke now. I'm going to go ahead and reload these so I have another batch going. Shoot. We're gonna have to go get more. We're gonna have to go get more coal. I'm hoping that this is gonna get us through for this project, but we're definitely gonna have to go get more coal. 2 more batches of Coke going, and we're gonna set this Coke aside here, right here, just for now. Oh, I have 32 more right there. Okay. We could do another batch. Okay, you guys, now we're going to start working on the luminous glass part of this. It is very kind of confusing to me, and I'm still learning. Bricklayers is an amazing mod, and it's very complicated in endgame, and I still am really learning it. There's a lot of different components to making glass. But the very first thing you need to do is make a frit, and it's based on the color that you want to make it. So I'm going to be making pink frit. And pink frit requires vermilion, which is crushed cinnabar. I have 53 pieces of cinnabar. So we're going to go ahead and put it in here. I am crushing quartz as well because we need quartz. I'll go through all the different pieces that we need. But we're going to crush the quartz and then we're going to powder it. And I also have, let's see. So let's get this that's falling out of the pulverizer and put it in there and we'll get it crushing. The other thing you need to do is make both powdered tin oxide, which is basically just powdered tin. So I put cassiterite through the pulverizer and then through the quern, and a powdered tin powdered lead oxide, and that just means putting lead through the pulverizer, through the quern, and then heating it to over 1000 degrees Celsius. So now I put it in with some charcoal, and we're making the powdered lead oxide. You actually have to heat the lead to make the lead oxide. So we're making that right now, as well as we've made powdered tin oxide. I powdered this stuff just because I needed it out of my inventory, but we'll go ahead and put this one in there. We're making all the materials we need for the basic glass frit. Okay, now that the powdered quartz is done going through, I'm going to be putting in the cinnabar, the crushed cinnabar, and I'm going to watch it to see if it does 2. It does do 2, so we're going to be careful with that so it doesn't spill out. I'm getting together everything we need for the pink frit right now. Okay, you guys, I think we have everything gathered up that we need to make the pink frit. Now, I did write this down, so I'm going to go over this with you as I go. Lime is just lime, okay? Vermilion, this is crushed up cinnabar that I put through the pulverizer and then through the quern. Powdered tin oxide, this is just ground cassiterite, and then the ground cassiterite. To make the ground cassiterite, you put it through the pulverizer and then you put it through the quern. Then we need powdered quartz, same thing, pulverized and then querned. And then powdered lead oxide, this is lead put through the pulverizer, then the quern, then baked at over 600 degrees. Right there. And then we get this pink frit mix. I don't know how much of this we need, so I'm gonna 20. We might have to do this again because I'm gonna go in stages, okay? So now we have 20 of these. Now what this needs to happen is it needs to be baked and then ground. So we're gonna put it right here in this, and it says that it needs to be baked at 950 degrees. So we need some charcoal because peat is not going to be hot enough, and we'll start this fire here. And then it will make baked frit. A lot. Amazing mod, guys. Oh, Jesus. There's a bear. Okay, that bear has got to die, guys. That bear, there's a bear right in my... Where'd he go? There was a bear right here. We're gonna have to kill a bear real quick. Yeah, I hear him. There he is. He's coming in. Hello, buddy. I'm sorry, bud. You just can't come into the house, man. Bear killed. Okay, you guys, we're working on the very last one. We're baking this frit that we made, the pink frit. And then we have to go grind it. And I have been taking this out of the fire and grinding it as it's done, just so we can get a little bit ahead here. We have a good wind right now. So I'm just taking the baked frit now and then putting it in the quern, and we're finally getting ground frit, which is used to make pink glass batch. One more. Okay. So I think I have everything gathered up to go ahead and make the glass batch now. So we're gonna hover over the ground frit and push H. And we're gonna make pink glass batch. So what we need, there's several ways. Basically, we need some sort of sand and lime, which I have in my inventory, and the frit that we just made. Then you can use crushed quartz, and then you can use a variety of things in this bottom. Let's let it scroll through. That's powdered lead oxide, which we have plenty of right there. There's, let's let it scroll through. There's powdered borax. There's powdered lead oxide. Come on, keep scrolling. And then there's powdered fluorite, which I also have. But I'm going to be using the powdered lead oxide, this one right here. And it looks like these vary as well with this. So if you see, that's powdered borax, that's powdered fluorite, but then you need powdered quartz. So there's a few different recipes. So we're going to go ahead and use this one right there. So I'm going to go ahead and put my, so we're going to try to remember that. Lime, sand, powdered quartz, and the lead oxide. So we're going to put the lead oxide here. We're going to put the powdered quartz. Oh wait, that was crushed quartz. Crushed quartz here and here. Sand, I only have 14 sand, so that's all I can make. So we'll just see what we can do. And then this was lime right there. And then we have glass batch. Let's make as much of it as we can. We got 40 of it out of the glass batch that we made. Okay, our next coke is done. So we're going to go ahead and grab it up. Because now what we're going to do with that pink glass batch is we're going to make luminous glass so it glows. So I'm going to click on this for H, and we're going to go to this, where is the, wait. Glowing? Luminous. So now we're going to do that. So this is why we need the coke now. Because now we need to turn let's see. To make white phosphorus powder, we need to take bone ash and turn it into this white phosphorus powder. So we need to go get our bone ash and our coke. So the bone ash is right here. We have our coke. We have some of our coke. Let's grab the other part of our coke. And we're gonna go... Jeez, I thought I saw another bear. Now I'm on high alert. We've still got some of this... Oh, good, that's done. This was our powdered lead oxide. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our bone ash and we're going to put it in here, and we're going to put it in with some coke and warm it up like that. And it will turn to white phosphorus powder. I'm so excited. Okay, so we're back at the luminous. So we need 2 white phosphorus powder for every 3 pink glass batch and a red phosphorus powder. And in order to make the red phosphorus powder, we need to warm up the white phosphorus powder again. So we're going to be waiting now for the white phosphorus powder, and then we'll take this and make it, part of it, into red phosphorus powder. It is quite the process, guys. Oh, you guys, I think that this is probably the slowest process yet, part of this glass stuff, making the white phosphorus. But in the meantime, look at these beautiful cherries. Look at that. Look at that. We have cherries. Now it says they're going to be ripe for 8.7 days. Does that mean if I pick them right now, will I get more? That's why I want to pick them as early as possible and see if potentially we'll get more fruit later. So that tree is picked. We got 51 cherries out of that one tree. And then let's look over here. Look how beautiful they are. So let's go ahead and pick them. And then we'll see if in the next few days we'll actually get more fruit out of them. We're going to have the best cherry brandy around. Excellent. Look at that. Okay, so it'll be a test. We'll see if we are actually going to be able to get more cherries later. in a day or two when we're done with this stuff. And let's go check the apple trees while we're here. I should probably get more coke going as well. Okay, so the pear is ready in 12 days or 13 days, and the apple trees are ready in 13 to 15 days as well. I'm going to put these cherries in the cellar for now, and we will make cherry brandy with these later. This has got to be the slowest process. The white phosphorus powder, it's taking a long, long time. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these that's out. We'll do this one right here. We're going to take this out. I know it's heated up, but we're going to put half of it in here. Now, this only takes to 300, so this should happen real fast because I'm probably wasting coke doing it this way. But we're going to do just a couple to get them warm, and then so we can follow through with the luminous glass in this episode. So there is one red phosphorus powder. I'll go ahead and put these in there. So this recipe is one red phosphorus powder. We're gonna make them as we can here, and I spread these out. So there we go. There's luminous pink glass. Oh my God, we did it! Look at that, we did it. And then we'll be able to put this in the bloomery to make luminous pink glass. I really hope it's worth it. I really hope it's very glowy. Now we're gonna do the exact same thing with white. I don't know how it's gonna work with white yet, but we do want white glass as well. It's quite the process, but let's look at the white luminous glass. Let's just go to white. Let's just go to the luminous glass. Luminous white right there. So it's powdered quartz all along the bottom and white lead and white phosphorus powder on top. So we don't need to make a glass batch for this one, which is kind of nice. So I will be doing this as well. I'll do this off camera. This has been a long, very highly edited video, you guys, because I have been on and off. Look at that. More. White powder, white lead. So we're gonna have to figure out how to make white lead. So that's why we can't do this yet, because we're still waiting for the vinegar. So the vinegar, we need the white lead to make the luminous white glass. So we'll probably do that in another episode. I'm gonna keep making this luminous glass batch. I don't know where else I'm going to use it. This is actually probably enough because 4 pieces smelt into 1. So if we have, yeah, we've got it, right? We're short 1. So let's just do 1 more then, and then we should be good. So now that we have the luminous glass batch, we can put it in a bloomery base. We should be able to get it all in there. And then we add charcoal and light it up. And then we will have luminous pink glass. We're going to have to wait for the vinegar to do the white luminous glass. So that will be next time. We're going to go ahead and take this out and put 40 of those back in there and let those finish. And I will make more Coke and be checking on the vinegar. So guys, I'm going to call this episode here. It's going to be a highly edited video, obviously, like I said. I'm going to try to make it as clear as possible, but it is a difficult mod to learn, and there's so many different components, but you can make some of the most beautiful things. So go check out Bricklayers mod if you don't have it. If you ever have any questions, please let me know, or join our Discord, because Bricklayers mod, the developer for Bricklayers mod is in the Bohemians Discord, and you can ask him directly if you have some questions. I'm sure he'd be happy to help you. Also, guys, thank you so much to Salty for the design of my She Shed sign. I'm going to be putting the Floating Bones Instagram Link in my description. Go talk to her if you ever want something designed. She's really good at this pixel art stuff and has been really helpful to me, and she did it at a fair price. So thank you so much, Salty, and I will see you guys soon. We're going to be putting together the sign very, very near future. I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks, you guys. Take care and stay safe out there. I'll see you soon. Bye.